Hello students, how are you all? In last class you learned packing efficiency. The today's topic is close packed structures. We know very well that in solids there is a strong interparticle attraction. Due to strong interparticle attraction in solids, the constant particles are close packed together. And the close packing is defined as the maximum number of atoms or particles packed in minimum space is called close packing. Let us read the statement. The maximum number of particles the maximum number of particles or atoms packed in minimum space is called close packing. So we learn close packing in three ways. First one is close packing in one dimension. Close packing in one dimension. And the second one is close packing in two dimensions. The third one is close packing in three dimensions. Right, we learn the close packing in one dimension, close packing in two dimension, and close packing in three dimensions. Now let us discuss one by one in detail. Next, the first one is close packing in one dimension. Close packing in one dimension. So the close packing in one dimension, the spheres are arranged in a row. The spheres are placed in a row and the spheres are touching each other. Let us see how it is. So I am taking this is the one sphere, and this is the second sphere, and this is the third sphere. So like this, all the spheres we have to arrange in a row. The spheres are arranged in a row and the spheres are touching each other. So look at here. This is the sphere I am taking. The sphere is touching these two spheres. So close packing in one dimension, the spheres are arranged in a row and the spheres are touching each other. The next point is if you take any one sphere, that sphere is touching with its neighbors. So this is we have to call as coordination number. The number of nearest neighbors of a particles is called as a coordination number. Suppose I am taking this is the sphere. I am labeling it understanding purpose. This is sphere I am taking. So this sphere is touching with this sphere as well as this sphere. So this sphere is touching with two of its neighbors. So the coordination number is equal to 2. Coordination number is defined as the number of nearest neighbors. The number of nearest neighbors of a sphere or particle or sphere. The number of nearest neighbors of a sphere or particle is called coordination number. So this is the definition of coordination number. So close packing in one dimension, the coordination number of any sphere you can take 2. Suppose I am taking this is the sphere. This sphere coordination number is touching this sphere as well as this sphere. So coordination number for this sphere is 2. So we have to continue to the row, this side also we have to continue the row. So any particle you can take, its coordination number is equal to 2. The coordination number of a particles in one dimension is 2. So coordination number number in one dimension. Coordination number of sphere or particle. The coordination number of sphere or particle in one dimension is equal to. So this is the close packing in one dimension. Next, second one, close packing in two dimensions. Close packing in two dimensions, so there are two different ways. The first one is a two-dimensional square close packing. Two-dimensional square close packing. Two-dimensional square close packing, and the second one is a two-dimensional hexagonal close packing. Two-dimensional hexagonal close packing. The first one is a two-dimensional square close packing. So first let us draw the spheres of the spheres in one dimension. So this is the first row. Spheres in one dimension, first row. Next, I am placing the second row exactly above the first row. This is the first row. This is the first row. I took the first row and I am placing the second row exactly above the first row. So this is the second row. The spheres of the second row exactly above the first row. So here the spheres of these two rows, this is the second row. So this is the second row. The spheres of first row and second row aligned horizontally as well as vertically. Next, I am calling the first row as a type. This I am calling as a type. So the second row also exactly above the first row. This is also a type. This is also a type. And I am placing the many number of rows. So this is the third row, imagine. Third row. So I am placing, this is also a type, and so on. You can place many number of rows. So this type of arrangement is a type, so that we are calling as a type arrangement. It is a type arrangement. A type arrangement. So what is this two-dimensional square close packing is, first I took the first row. The second row of spheres exactly placed above the first row. Exactly placed above the first row. So this is the second row. So first row similar to the second row, like that many number of rows I kept. So all the rows are similar. So that A type of arrangement. This is the first point. The second point is, if you take any one sphere in this arrangement, suppose I am taking this sphere. If we took this sphere, this is immediately contact with the four spheres. 1, 2, 3, 4. So one sphere is contact with four its neighbors. The coordination number in two-dimensional square close packing is 4. Coordination number is equal to 4. That means this sphere is in contact with 4 of its neighbors. Next, this is the second point. And the point number 3 is the centers of the immediate neighbors are joined. So this is the sphere I am taking, this is the sphere I am taking, this is the sphere I am taking, this is the sphere I am taking. The centers of the four immediate neighbors will be joined. Square is formed. Look at this. So square is formed. It's this sphere I am taking. This is the sphere I choose to. Its coordination number. This sphere is in contact with 4 of its neighbors. So coordination number is equal to 4. The centers of its neighbors will be joined. The square is formed. So due to this, we are calling as a two-dimensional square close packing. So this is two-dimensional square close packing. Two-dimensional square close packing, because when the immediate centers of the the centers of the its four neighbors, immediate neighbors will be joined, so square is formed, so that we are calling as two-dimensional square close packing. So this is the two-dimensional close packing. Next, two-dimensional hexagonal close packing. So I am taking a row of spheres. So this is the first row. This is the first row, right? I am placing the second row in the depressions of first row in a staggered manner. So this is the first row. This is the first row. I am taking the second row in a staggered manner. So this is the depression, this is the depression. So these are the depressions of the first row. So the second row is placed in the depressions of the first row in a staggered manner. But here is the second row is placed exactly above the first row. That is the difference. Here exactly above the first row, but here we have to place in a staggered manner. Not exactly, we have to place in a depressions like this. The second row is placed in the depressions of the first row like this. Right, I am taking, this is the second row. Second row. So this I am labeling as A type layer, A type row. And these two not exactly the same. So this is, second row is present in the depressions of first row. So that I am calling it as a B type. I am calling it as B type. So both are not the same. Next, I am taking the third row. Third row exactly placing upon the, exactly like a first row. Like this. So this is the first row and third row both are same type. So this is also a type. And this is the third row. And I am placing the fourth row in the depressions of the third row. And that means second row and fourth row are similar. So this is the depression of the second row, depressions of the third row. So this is the depression of the third row. I am placing the fourth row in the depressions of third row. Right. So this is a B type. This is a B type arrangement. So if you look at this AB type of arrangement, the point number one is so two-dimensional hexagonal close packing. The first point is in this AB type of arrangement. AB type of arrangement. So this is the point number one. Point number two. So select any one sphere. Suppose I am taking this is a sphere. Understanding purpose, I am selecting this sphere. So this sphere is in directly contact with how many numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this sphere is contact with 6 its neighbors. The coordination number of nearest neighbors is nothing but the number of nearest neighbors of a particle is called as a coordination number. The coordination number of this particle is how much? 6. Coordination number is equal to 6. Any sphere you can take, not only suppose take this sphere. If you take this sphere, it is contact with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Any sphere you can take, the coordination number of sphere is equal to 6. This is the point number 2. And the point number 3 is the centers of the 6 neighbors will be joined. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The centers of its 6 neighbors are joined like this. So hexagon is formed. So that you have to call as a two-dimensional hexagonal close packing. So it is two-dimensional hexagonal close packing. So these 3 points you have to write. So if the centers of immediate 6 neighbors will be joined, hexagon is formed. So they are calling as a two-dimensional hexagonal close packing. Here is centers of the 4 neighbors are joined, square is formed. So due to forming of a square, they are calling as a two-dimensional square close packing. So this is the close packing in 2 dimensions. What is the main difference between these two cases is here two spheres, two rows, the first row and second row exactly placed above the first row. The second row exactly placed above the first row, that is the we will get AA type of arrangement. But here is a second row is placed in the depressions of the first row. These are the depressions. So the second row is placed in the depressions of the first row, so that we are calling it as a B type. That is the difference. So arrangement will be the different. So here is a vertically horizontally aligned, but here is a staggered manner. Another important point is the empty spaces is developed between. Suppose if you take these 4 spheres, between the 4 spheres there is empty space. This empty space is called as a void. Void is nothing but when the spheres are touching each other, in between them is empty spaces are developed. These empty spaces generally we have to refer as a void. Even if you look at here, suppose any place you can take, suppose I am taking this one. So here is between these spheres are contact, 3 spheres are contact, the 3 spheres contact, between them is empty space is developed, we have to call them as a void. But if you look at this triangle is formed, this is a triangular void. This is a triangle is formed a triangular void. And another important point, suppose I am taking here separately, look at here. So between this is first sphere, second sphere, third sphere, when the 3 spheres are touching each other, between these spheres the empty space is developed. If you want, I will write big one. Look at this. So this sphere, these 3 spheres contact each other, between them is empty space is developed. This empty space we are calling as a void. Voids are nothing but empty spaces between the spheres. So this is a close packing in 2 dimensions. Next, third one, close packing in 3 dimensions. Close packing in 3 dimensions obtained by placing the 2-dimensional layers one above the others. So we can done in 2 different ways. So 3-dimensional close packing in 3 dimensions can be obtained in 2 different ways. Let us write them. The first one is a 3-dimensional close packing from 2-dimensional square close packed layers. This is the first one. The second one is a 3-dimensional close packing. 3-dimensional close packing from 2-dimensional hexagonal close packed layers. So 2 hexagonal close packed layers. This is the 2 types. Next, let us discuss one by one in detail. Among them, the first one is a 3-dimensional close packing from 2-dimensional square close packed layers. So first we have take a 2-dimensional square close packed layer. So I am writing it. This is the first row. And this is the second row. I am taking one layer, 2-dimensional layer, second row, and this is the third row, and so on. We have to take many rows. This is the third row. This layer. So first row, second row, third row. So this 2-dimensional square close packed. This I am taking as A type layer. This is A type layer. So this is a 2-dimensional square close packed layer, one layer. I took one layer. So this is, imagine, one layer. Next, what I'm doing is I'm taking this, imagine this is the second layer. I'm placing the second layer exactly above the first layer. So when we have to place the second layer exactly above the first layer in such a way that the space of the second layer aligned with the space of the first layer horizontally as well as vertically. That means exactly we have to place the second layer above the first layer. We have to place the second layer over the first layer. We have to place the second layer over the first layer exactly. That means the spheres of the second layer and space of the first layer aligned horizontally as well as vertically. So we'll get another A type layer. So A type layer, second layer is also A type layer. So 2 layers completed. I'm taking one more image. This is third layer. Third layer we have to place upon the second layer, fourth layer, fifth layer, and so on. We have to arrange many number of layers. If we arrange the many number of layers, we got 3-dimensional close packed from 2-dimensional square close packed layers. This type of structure we can expect. We get 3D structure, 3-dimensional structure we get. We'll get a 3-dimensional structure. So first layer is A type, even second layer is A type, third layer also is A type, fourth layer also A type. This arrangement is nothing but A type of arrangement. A type of arrangement. So the first layer, second layer, third layer, fourth layer, all the layers all the layers are aligned vertically as well as horizontally. We'll get a 3D structure. So this 3D structure from 2-dimensional to 3-dimensional structure from 2-dimensional square close packed layers. So this is the first one. The second one is a 3-dimensional close packing from 2-dimensional hexagonal close packed layers. This is again further 2 types, 2 different ways. In the first one is placing second layer, over the first layer. So placing second layer over the first layer. The second one is placing third layer over the second layer. So placing second layer over the first layer and placing third layer over the second layer, 2 different ways. So first we have to take a 2-dimensional hexagonal close packed layers. First I am taking a 2-dimensional hexagonal close packed layers. So this is a first layer. I am taking that to 2-dimensional hexagonal close packed layers we have to take, right? So in the case of 2-dimensional hexagonal close packed layers, first row, the second rows are the depressions in the first row. This is the first row. The second row we have to place the depressions of the first row. So these are the depressions of the first row, like this. And we have to take third row like similar to first row. And again we have to take a fourth row similar to second row. Fourth row similar to second row. Like so, this is a 3-dimensional close packed from 2-dimensional hexagonal close packed layers. I took a 2-dimensional hexagonal close packed layer. So this is the first layer. This I am labeling as A type. Next we have to place the second layer over the first layer. We have to place a second layer over the first layer. This is the first layer. I am labeling this is a first layer. I am labeling this as a first layer. So I have to place the second layer over the first layer. So we have to place the second layer over the first layer. So we have to cover the tetrahedral void. Suppose this is the void is there. So this is the, look at here, the spheres is there between these three spheres, so empty space is developed, that empty space we are calling as a void. So we have to place the second layer over the depressions of the first layer. So what is my point is, second layer, this is the first layer we took, the second layer we have to place placed above the depressions of the first layer. So this is the depressions of the first layer, this is the depressions of the first layer, this is the depressions of the first layer. So second layer placed over the depressions of the first layer. I am writing here, look at here. The second layer is placed over the depressions of the first layer. This is second layer. So first layer completed, second layer. What is these lines I am drawing? This is the second layer. Like this. So first layer, this is the second layer. Like this we have to arrange. So so this is the second layer. So what is my point is here difficulty visible like this. What is the point is I took the first layer. So in the first layer there is a depression. So I am taking the second layer, I am placing the second layer over the depressions of the first layer. Next I have to arrange the third layer. Third layer similar to the first layer. Then we have to take the fourth layer. Fourth layer similar to the second layer. Like that we have to arrange. So placing the second layer over the first layer. Here is two different types of voids are formed. One is tetrahedral void and the second one is octahedral void. What is my point is, these four spheres I am taking. So these spheres are from the first layer. So these are the spheres from the first layer. This is the first layer, and the second layer is placed over the depressions of the first layer. So this is the depression of the first layer. I placed the third layer, second layer. As a result, look at here is between the four space, between the three space, empty space is there. I am placing one more sphere upon it. So empty space is between the four space. This void is called as tetrahedral void. This void we have to call as a tetrahedral void. The centers of the immediate four spheres will be joined. So the center of this sphere, the center of this sphere, and the center of this sphere. The centers of these three spheres. So this is the center of this sphere, and this is the center of this sphere, and this is the center of this sphere. The three spheres is joined, and this one more sphere is there. Upon the three spheres, one more sphere is there. This is the center of that sphere. So the centers of the three spheres are joined. A tetrahedron is formed. As a result, we are calling as it is a tetrahedral void, tetrahedral formed. And some more places, so octahedral void is formed. In the case of octahedral void, so this is the triangular void. Look at this triangular void, and I am placing three more layers, three more spheres like this. Look at here. So this is the three spheres of the first layer. These are the three spheres of the first layer. Three spheres of the first layer, and above upon this there are three spheres is there. So this is sphere, this is sphere, and this is sphere, and this is the third sphere. So there are six spheres is there. Between the six spheres, the empty space is developed. This is the empty space. This empty space is nothing but void. So the empty space is developed in the between the six spheres. So we are calling it as octahedral void. I am writing it. It is octahedral void. The centers of these six spheres will be joined, will get octahedron, so that we are labeling it as a octahedral void. Tetrahedral void is formed, as well as octahedral void is formed. This is placing the second layer over the first layer. Simple point is placing the second layer, first layer. First layer we have to place the second layer in the depressions of the first layer. So where is the depression? Suppose where is the depressions will be there? Look at here. These are the depressions. We have to place the second layer on the depressions of the first layer. We will get this type of arrangement. Here is with two types of voids are formed. One is tetrahedral void, the second one is octahedral void. Next, placing the third layer over the second layer, placing the third layer over the second layer. So first I'm taking a hexagonal close packed structure, I'm rewriting it. So I'm taking the first row, and this is the second row, so I'm writing here is this is the first row, and we have to place the second row in the depressions of first row. Second row is present in the depressions of first row, and next this is the third row. Third row is similar to first row, and this is the fourth row. Fourth row is similar to second row. First row is similar to, third row is similar to first row. This is the first, this is the second, this is third, this is the fourth. So third and first rows are the similar, and second and fourth rows are similar. Alignment is similar. So horizontally as well as vertically, these rows are alignment is similar. Third and first, fourth and second. Now coming to the point, placing the third layer over the first layer. I'm taking this layer. I'm taking hexagon. I'm not taking entire this structure. So this is 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these 6 spheres I'm taking. These 6 spheres I'm taking here. So this is the first rows spheres. Spheres of the first row. Spheres of the first layer, sorry. This is the spheres of first layer. Spheres of first layer I took. Next what I'm doing is I'm placing the third layer over the second layer. So I'm taking again this structure. So this one. So this is the second layer. So this is the first layer. I'm labeling as A type. This is the A type. Here is what the second layer we place. This is the second layer we are labeling as a B type. A type, B type. Isn't it? Next, placing the third layer. The third layer exactly I'm taking this one. This layer only I'm placing here. So again I'm taking the third layer is A type. Third layer is A type. So this is a type layer. Again we got A type. A type, B type, A type. We have to write one more layer. So this is a B type layer. So A type layer, B type layer, A type, B type. So A type is this arrangement is nothing but AB type of arrangement. AB type of arrangement. So this is the A type layer. From the one layer A type, the second layer is B type. 3 spheres will be there. Here is A type, B type, A type, B type, like this AB type of arrangement. This structure of HCP, hexagonal close packing. Next, placing the third layer over the second layer. In this case, we are covering the tetrahedral voids. So AB type of arrangement, third layer we are placing covering the tetrahedral voids. Now in this case, third layer we have to place by covering the octahedral voids. We have to place the third row by covering the octahedral voids. So I'm taking the first row, so first layer. So this is the first layer. From this first layer I took, I'm taking the second layer. Second layer is similar to this one only. So this is A type, this is B type. In the B type, if you look at closely, we got a triangular void. The triangular void apex is pointing downward. So what I'm meaning is, I'm placing the spheres like this. Look at here. So we got a triangular void. In this triangular void, the apex is pointing upside. I'm taking another way as look at this. So we got triangular void here, we got triangular void here. The triangular void apex is pointing downward. So apex is pointing downside or apex is pointing upside. Both are triangular voids only. So come to here, A type. In the B type, we got triangular void. The triangular void is apex is pointing downward. So we have to take tall layer. Tall layer is not A type. Tall layer is C type. We have to take another type. Look at this. So if you look at this, so we got the triangular void. The triangular void apex is pointing upside. So in this case, the triangular void is formed. In the triangular void, apex is pointing downside. Apex is pointing upside. Apex is pointing downside. So this is a C type layer. A type layer, B type layer, C type layer. So ABC type of arrangement. ABC type of arrangement. So A, B, C. So first layer, second layer, third layer. A type layer, B type layer, C type layer, A, B, C type of arrangement. So we'll discuss this one briefly. Three-dimensional close packing from two-dimensional hexagonal close packing layers. First we have to take a two-dimensional hexagonal close packing layer. First we have to take two-dimensional hexagonal close packing layer. This upon this first layer we have to place the second layer. Placing the second layer over the first layer. The second one is placing the third layer over the second layer. First I am discussing placing the second layer over the first layer. I took the first layer. Upon this first layer I am placing the second layer. So first layer we have to place the second layer. The second layer we have to place above the first layer in the depressions of the first layer. So in the depressions of the first layer, depressions either here like this, the depressions will be there. In the depressions of the first layer we have to place the second layer. That is placing the second layer over the first layer. Here two types of voids formed. One is tetrahedral void, the second one is octahedral void. Tetrahedral void is nothing but the void is surrounded by the four spheres. This is the first sphere, second sphere, third sphere, and this is the fourth sphere. Between all these four spheres, empty space is there. That is we are calling as void. The void is surrounded by the four spheres we are calling as a tetrahedral void, because if the centers of these four corners, the centers of these four spheres are joined, we got a tetrahedron. So that we are calling as a tetrahedral void. And some other places octahedral void is formed. Octahedral void is nothing but the void is surrounded by the six spheres. The void is surrounded by the six spheres we are calling as octahedral void. I already showed. So these are the three spheres I am taking. These are the three spheres. And I am taking another three spheres. Already here is void is there. Empty space is there. And I am placing three more spheres. 1, 2, 3. So between these three spheres, so empty space is there. This empty space is called as octahedral void. Octahedral void is defined as the void is surrounded by the six spheres. The void is surrounded by the six spheres we are calling as octahedral void. The centers of these four spheres will be joined, then we will get octahedron, so that they are calling as octahedral void. So these are the voids. This is the first case. The second case is placing the third layer over the second layer. We got first layer we placed, second layer we placed. Now we are discussing about placing the third layer. So first layer we took up, upon the first layer we will place the second layer. Second layer is completed. Then placing the here of completion of the second layer, we are coming to the third layer. Placing the third layer on the second layer. This can be done in two different ways. The first way is first layer, and this is the second layer. First layer, second layer, and third layer similar to the first layer. The third layer is similar to the first layer. This is the AB type of arrangement. So this is the, we got here is second layer. From here we are placing the third layer. Third layer is similar to the first layer. AB type of arrangement. Next one is third layer is not similar to the first layer and not similar to the second layer. So if you take the third layer, in the third layer apex is second layer apex is pointing downside, and the same layer we have take, but apex is pointing upside like this. Apex is pointing upside. Triangular void is formed. The triangular void apex is pointing upside in the C layer. The B layer triangular void is there. The triangular void apex is pointing downside. So this is A type arrangement, B type arrangement, this is C type arrangement. So three layers will be different alignment will be there. So that we are calling as ABC type of arrangement. But here is A type, B type, but tall is similar to A type. and fourthly similar to B type, AB type of arrangement. So this is a close packing in 3 dimensions. Next topic, locating tetrahedral and octahedral void. First let us discuss the location of tetrahedral void. We know very well that tetrahedral void is defined as the void is surrounded by the 4 spheres. The void is surrounded by the 4 spheres, we have to call as a tetrahedral void. So now let us look at the where is the tetrahedral void is present in a unit cell. I am taking a CCP, cubic close packing, or a FCC unit cell. FCC, face centered cubic unit cell. I am taking a CCP or FCC unit cell. Consider this is CCP or FCC. In the CCP or FCC, we have to look at where is the tetrahedral void is present. If you look at this unit cell, we have small 8 cubes. Front side 1, 2, 3, 4, and back side we have 4. Total we have 8 small cubes. In these 8 small cubes, where is the void is present, we have to identify. So I am taking one small cube among these 8. I am taking one small cube. This is small cube I am taking. First one I am taking. So first small cube I am taking. This is small cube I am taking. So I am selecting this face center atom. This is the face center. So this is the atom present at this face center. I am taking this face and atom present at this face center. 2 face center atoms I took. Atoms present at 2 face centers. This face center and this is the face center atom. And I am taking 2 corner atoms. I am taking this first small cube. So this is the corner atom I am taking. So for this first small cube, this is the corner atom. This corner atom I am taking. So 2 face center atoms I took for a small cube and 2 corner atoms I took. And the centers of these spheres we have to join. Centers we have to join like this. Look at this. We got a tetrahedron. The centers of these spheres are joined. The centers of spheres are joined. We got a octahedron. Look at this. The octahedron is formed. That means each and every small cube consists of one octahedral void. So total number of octahedral void, how many is there? Each small cube consists of one octahedral void. Since the total number of cubes is 8. That means total number of each small cube consists of one tetrahedral void. So each cube consists of one tetrahedral void in the sense the total number of cubes, small cubes, how many is there? 8 is there. That means the total number of tetrahedral voids is equal to how many? 8. There are 8 tetrahedral voids is present in FCC or CCP. So now we know very well that let the number of spheres in the unit cell is how many? 4. Let number of spheres. The number of spheres I am labeling as n. Then number of tetrahedral voids. This is how much number of spheres is equal to Z value for the FCC or CCP is equal to how much we have take? 4. So the number of spheres is equal to n in the sense the number of tetrahedral voids. Number of tetrahedral. The number of tetrahedral voids we have taken as n is equal to how much? 4. The number of tetrahedral voids is equal to number of tetrahedral voids. Number of tetrahedral voids, how many we got? 8. So these are the 8. But Z is equal to how much we have taken? Z is equal to 4. Z is equal to 4, but voids is equal to 8. This is nothing but I am labeling as what? N. So this is an instance we have to write as 8, we can write as 2n. 2 into 4 nothing but 8. So that is equal to 2n. The number of tetrahedral voids is equal to 2n. The number of spheres or particles is equal to n. Now coming to the octahedral void. Where is the octahedral void is located? Octahedral void is located in the body center. So I am taking this is the unit cell or FCC or CCP we can take. So you can take all face center atoms. This is the face center. One atom I am taking. So this is the face center atom I am taking. So this is the face center particle or atom I am taking. So this is the face center atom or particle or sphere I am taking. And from front side, this is the face center. And this is the back side face, isn't it? So these are all face center atoms I selected. And we have to join the centers of each sphere present at the face center. So face center atoms is there or spheres is there. Those centers we have to join. So I am joining the centers of face center atoms. Right, look at this. There is a formation of octahedron. So this is a octahedral void. The octahedral void is present where? Body center. The octahedral void is present at body center. At body center, one octahedral void. At body center, one octahedral void is there. In addition to the body center, the octahedral void is present at edge centers. So one octahedral void present at one edge center. At edge center, at each edge center, one octahedral void. So at each edge center, one octahedral void. That means how many number of octahedral voids is there, we have to find. So this at edge center contribution to there are 12 edges, 12 into this shared by the 4 unit cells. So then we can check as the share is 12 into 1 by 4, that is equal to 3. Then the total number of octahedral voids, at the body center one octahedral void, and at each edge center there is one octahedral void. Total share is equal to 3. The total is equal to 1 plus the total is equal to 4 octahedral voids. So octahedral voids is equal to 4. Octahedral is equal to 1 plus 3, that is equal to 4. Here is 1, here is the total octahedral voids is equal to 4. So number of octahedral voids. Number of octahedral voids. So number of species we are labeling as what? Number of atoms of space are labeling as what? N. So n is equal to how much we are taking? 4. N is equal to 4 in the sense, so octahedral voids also how much we are taking? 4. That means number of octahedral voids will be taken as n. So number of octahedral voids is n is equal to 4. Number of spheres we are taking as 4. The number of tetrahedral voids is equal to 2n. So this is the 2n. Number of tetrahedral voids is 2n. Number of octahedral voids is n. Number of spheres is equal, number of close packed spheres is equal to n. So this is a location of tetrahedral and octahedral void. Briefly, the tetrahedral void is present at each and every small cube. There is one tetrahedral void. Next, octahedral void is located at body center and present at edge centers. So this is locating the tetrahedral and octahedral voids, and this formula important for problems. Number of tetrahedral voids is equal to 2n, number of octahedral voids is equal to n, number of close packed spheres is equal to n. So this is locating the tetrahedral and octahedral voids.